Okay, good afternoon everybody. My name is Demet Tunç. I'm the Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer at Beckard Besley. At Beckard Besley we produce fabrics and covers for the mattresses. And we are a company of around 4,000 people and we are the market leader, the global leader actually worldwide. And we have a big ambition to work, live sustainably for the future generations to come. So if you see on this picture, maybe if I may ask, what do you think this picture is? Any idea? It's from Mars?
Somewhere around the world or...
Okay. Well, I think that's a good guess. So this is not taken from the satellite or from the space. It's not a picture of Mars. It's a picture of our land. It's actually Colorado. There's a river passing through. The green spot at the bottom is a mountain. And as you see here, this looks quite dull. It looks like there is no people living here and it's all dry. This is what it looks today, but in the past actually, there used to live millions of people in this area, and all the archaeological ruins of those people that I have lived in this area have been found. So what does it mean? It means that we do not actually take the world, take the earth from our ancestors, but we borrow it from our children for the generations to come. So although this looks as a space that you do not live, it could be the space for the future generations to live. That is why we need to take care of our earth tomorrow. And at Beckard Besley, we take sustainability very seriously and we put it at the core of our corporate strategy. So we are very much against of greenwashing. What we say is what we do. We're not there yet. But we want to be ahead of the market and we want to cover the areas to leave a better world for the future generations to come. So sustainability today at Beckard Besley, as I said, is at the core of our strategy, and I would like to explain it to you why from different perspectives. So if we look at the policy, as the speakers before me have also underlined, there's the new European textile strategy that has been issued last year in March. And due to this strategy, there are several prerequisites that are coming up for the market. So what are those? There will be carbon taxes that will be involved, that the companies would need to pay. So the climate part is quite important to reduce the emissions that we give to the world. The other part is the recyclable content that you have in your products. There are going to be several mandates that the companies would need to have a certain part of recyclable content. There is the extended producer responsibility, the EPR, which is actually our customers. So it's the mattress producers who need to make sure that at the end of life, the mattresses are somehow taken care of. So today, as it stated before, more than 35 million mattresses only in Europe are being incinerated or they are used for landfill. Starting in 2025, which is tomorrow, it will not be allowed to incinerate the mattresses or to use them as landfill in certain countries in Europe, such as Belgium. So there needs to be a solution. Where will these mattresses end? Today there is no solution. And that's why we're working on solutions to, for the future regulations that will be coming. The textiles would need to be separated, would need to be collected separately in the future. That's also another mandate. Europe is taking the lead today, but that doesn't mean that Europe is the only region that is working on this issue. It's actually across the world. Mattress Recycling Council in the United States. There are also several initiatives in Asia, in China. So it's not that it's only Europe that is working on it. The world is aware. On the other hand, from the market point point of view, the consumers are getting more aware day by day on buying, consuming sustainable products. There's these bed-in-a-box players, which is changing the dynamics of the way we do business. As you know, when you buy a mattress, you have the right to return it within a 3 months period, and the textiles that are coming out of those, I want to say unused mattresses, because they are used in less than 3 months, so they are still new, they're still clean, they're also ending up in waste. So that's also a huge, huge issue. At the same time, all the supply chain issues we're facing day by day on the cost of raw materials and so on. So these are all the reasons why the market is also forcing us to act sustainably. So the reasons I'm explaining these are the things that we do not do to be just green. This is a specific market technology regulation requirement. On the technology side, it's evolving. What do I mean by technology? It's the yarns that are coming. It's the recycling technologies, thermomechanical recycling, chemical recycling. So those are all evolving technologies. Today, there is hardly any textile to textile recycling. Why? Because the technology is not at its level that it's supposed to be. So when we get recycled polyester, it comes from the bottles. I mean, it's less than 1% that comes from the textiles. But the technology is currently evolving. Well, the environment, to make it more green and to fight with the climate crisis is also an issue. On the investment side, we also see it as a new business opportunity. So we are thinking about new business areas where our investment partners will be willing to make future plans. So having said all of this, sustainability is a very broad topic. It starts from diversity to risk management, and it's also about human rights, it's about equality. It's quite broad, but we as Beşiktaş decided to narrow it to 3 materiality topics which we focus on. And those 3 materiality topics are sustainable products, circularity, and the climate. So I would like to briefly explain you what we mean by these 3 materiality topics. So on sustainable products, we have developed a system where we measure the sustainability of our products for 5 different perspectives. We look at biodiversity, we look at recyclability, we look at carbon footprint. We also look at profitability, because if you're not profitable, that means you're not sustainable. You are staying in this world if you have a profitable ongoing business. And we're also looking into ways where we make our products circular, so trying to reduce the dependence on fossil-based products, but convert them into renewable materials that the world continuously circulates and gets use of. And for this purpose, every year we introduce our new collection. This year, the name of our collection is called Terra. We refer to the roots of the future again. And in our Terra collection, we have offered several sustainable products. Actually, as you're from the industry, you might also been at Intersum a couple of months ago, where we, as Beşiktaş, were awarded by 6 awards, including Best of the Best award. And all the awards that we got at Intersum were referring to sustainability with the solutions that we provide to our customers. Circularity, it's actually end of life, what happens to the product. So today the mattresses are composed of several different parts. There is the foam, there is the steel, there is the glue, there is the zipper, there is the cover, and so on. And some of the, first of all, it starts with dismantling the mattress and then sorting it correctly, because there are some parts that needs to be recycled, some parts that needs to be upcycled, and some parts that needs to be downcycled. So if you do not sort it properly, if you do not know what the components of a mattress is, then there's no way what you would decide what to do with it. So in this case, we have introduced almost 2 years ago our transparent circularity project. We are actually putting a label on our mattresses with the customers that agree to do it. So in this label, it's role-based. Every component of that mattress is able to see what is in the mattress, including the end user, so she will only see the information that is required for him, and also the recycler. So when a mattress ends up in a recycling hub, they will know what the component of the mattress is, and if you know what's in it, then you know what to do with it at the end of life. So, and this is what we call circularity. And today, as a company, we are actually already producing fabrics made out of our own post-production waste, which we introduced a couple of months ago. So we start with our own post-production waste. Why? Because we know what the waste is all composed of, and we turn those waste into, it goes through processes, into pellets, and the pellets are afterwards turned into yarns. And then we use those yarns to make new covers, sorry. So as I said, today the recycled polyester is mainly coming from the bottles. That's what the industry is dependent on. The bottles or the packaging industry. But there are new regulations that are coming that the recycled polyester coming from the packaging industry will only be used for the packaging industry. So what does it mean? We will not be able to have recycled polyester from the packaging industry. And the recycled polyester has already 74% less carbon footprint compared to virgin polyester. And as a company, we have a big ambition to reduce our carbon footprint. So what are we going to be dependent on? We're going to be dependent on the waste that is coming from the textiles. And today, less than 1% of the textiles are being recycled because there is no possible available technology. They're all in the development. So we're looking into ways on how we could make use of the textile waste, starting with our own post-production waste. The next step is starting with covers that are used less than 100 days, which are still clean. And the other step is actually to get all the covers from the industry that has been used over years and years, and then we make use of it. So the ocean cleanup, like our sequel initiative, which we had introduced 5 years ago, it's not our initiative. We are using the sequel yarns that is coming from the ocean plastics, is good. It's better than nothing. But it is not enough, because those will not be available in the future for the textile industry. So this is on circularity. And then the climate. So all the information that you see here is available on our website. It's part of our sustainability report. I see that some people are trying to take pictures, but all is available on our sustainability report. So when it comes to climate, you know the Paris Agreement to contribute to the 1.5 degree temperature increase of the world, which is below the industrial levels. We as a company have submitted our data to SBTi, Science-Based Targets Initiative, and we want to reduce our carbon footprint by 34%. This still needs to be validated. And when you talk about carbon footprint, there is Scope 1, Scope 2, and Scope 3. Scope 1 and 2, which is mainly the companies are concerned, which is the easiest to reduce, is only 10% of our whole carbon footprint. So if we reduce, if we buy renewable electricity, which is part of scope 2, it will not have a big impact on our carbon footprint. 90% of our carbon footprint are coming from scope 3. And scope 3 has two big components. One is the raw materials that we purchase. So let's talk about the yarns. The more carbon footprint they have, the more carbon footprint we emit to the world. So that's why we are also cooperating with our partners to buy raw materials that has less carbon footprint. That's one thing. The other component of scope 3 is the end of life. So today we know that the mattresses are incinerated or used for landfill, so there is no circularity, which is already 23% of our total carbon footprint. So as you see here, if we are able to reduce our scope 3 by 31% and our scope 1 by 63%, we will be able to commit to the 1.5 degree temperature rise is agreed by the Paris Agreement. This is super challenging, and it is not possible to do this alone. So that's why we need our partners like Tencel, like the machine suppliers, like all the recyclers, dismantlers, sorting companies, and so on, to work hand in hand, because one person or one company cannot achieve it alone. So as I said, all this information that I shared is published in our sustainability report. We publish it on a regular basis. And there's also more information. I just wanted to give you a quick flavor of what we are working on, and I hope it was clear for you. If you have any questions? All right. Well, I'm at our booth. It's right here, so please welcome and see us. We have also our commercial people, our designers, so there's a lot of inspirations. We would be so happy to speak with you and answer your questions. Thank you very much. Teşekkür ederim.